Hi, fashionpreneurs. I'm Anna from V.Mora, and today I'm here with Liz Long from Nearshoring. Liz, tell me. I mean, it's a hot topic, but tell me about your company, what you do, and why nearshoring is so important.
Thank you for having me, Anna. So we run a platform called Nearshore, and it helps brands, really anyone sourcing physical products. So we have fashion designers, all kinds of e-commerce brands. We cover over
Oh,
50 product categories. We help them find suppliers closer to home, as we say. So those are factories, materials suppliers, packaging suppliers who are located in nearshoring countries. And so the nearshoring countries to the US are Latin America, the US, Canada, and Europe. And we currently have, it's growing. We currently have over 30 countries on the platform covered. And so people can come on and really find whatever they need and set up their supply chain, either a fully nearshored supply chain or a partially nearshored supply chain. Both are beneficial.
amazing. So your platform connects them or gives them lists. Like, tell us a little bit more about how your platform helps.
Yeah, there's a few ways they can use it. So they can come on, and even as a free account, we offer a complimentary account option. They can submit a sourcing request. So we call it an RFQ, a request for quote. It's a very simple form. They just fill out what they're trying to source. And when they do that, it's included in our factory digest. And so a whole bunch of factories then look at that request. And if they're interested in speaking with the brand, we put them in touch. And you get one introduction per month that way as a free account. So there's really nothing to lose, and it's great for brands to come on and kind of see what kind of connections they can get. So that's number one. The second way they can use the platform is by accessing factory search. So they get to come on, they get to use really great search filters and look through our, 3,000 plus factories that are on the platform and say, do I want a factory that makes knitwear? Do I want a woman-owned factory? Do I want a factory in Mexico? Do I want a factory in Peru? They can filter out and really find what they need quite specifically. And when they have access to factory search, they can also submit, sourcing requests for a whole bunch of things. There's no limit to kind of their monthly access there.
That's great. And I mean, what are some benefits of nearshoring?
So there's a couple distinct ones. So people often come on for one of two reasons. One is they are concerned about tariffs, duty, the cost. And that has become very relevant, obviously, is one at the time that we're recording this, but it's always been an issue. There are many what we call free trade zones in nearshoring countries. So that means you don't pay duty on the goods that come out of those areas. You also, if you import a fabric or material into a free trade zone, you can also kind of get around the duty that way. So they're very beneficial for brands. Even if you're not working in a free trade zone, there are kind of friendly countries. So there's this term that's come out called friend shoring. So it means that you're producing in a country that's kind of politically, economically friendly to the country that you are located in. And so you have many options there throughout Latin America, obviously, making anything in the USA is duty free, et cetera. So they come on for kind of the duty tax benefits. And then the second reason they come is because they have shipping woes of all kinds, right? So either shipping is taking too long. You can get something for your manufacturing in Colombia, you'll have it in a week, kind of at a fraction of the cost you would to get it from China and the fraction of the time. Shipping's too expensive. They make a heavy item and it just does not make sense to like ship it all the way around the world. They make like an item that's very large, like big in terms of volume. It might not be heavy, but it's like taking up a lot of space. That's also super expensive, kind of unwieldy to ship. So they want to improve that, they want to improve that process. And then the third kind of bonus reason, which we don't see as much, but when people care about it, they really care about it. And this is that they don't want to be copied. So there are many more kind of legal protections in nearshoring countries to prevent a factory from copying you and kind of reselling your design, or as your brand grows, literally like producing the products and just selling them on Amazon, which can be really a real betrayal that happens to people. So when you're working in a nearshoring country, you have some legal protection, but it's also just it doesn't happen as much. For whatever reason, it's kind of a thing in Asia and just has not taken off here. In this side of the world is like a thing that factories do as much. So hopefully that stays.
There's a different mindset when it comes to intellectual property.
There is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So those are the big ones. And then we have some kind of extra benefits like sustainability, right? When you're shipping things from a closer location, you have a much lower impact. Also throughout Latin America in particular, there has been a focus on like energy efficient factories, so a focus on sustainability in general. And so people can kind of find some cool partners. There's a focus on like the social welfare of employees. I was just on the phone with the factory. They put a school, on the ground so all the employees' children can attend this school. And there's things like that that happen quite frequently. And as brands discover that, they often are excited about it.
Yeah. And then one you forgot to mention is they can visit the factories and go on these like more
That
accessible work trips to see the facilities. It's a lot easier to get to any of these countries than it would be to go all the way across the world.
it sure is. And people are sometimes really like excited about going to a factory in Peru. They'll like tack on a little bit, going everywhere is cool, but some of these places are not only easy, but or easier, but also nice to visit. And if you're working domestically, as everyone knows, you can visit, but you can also kind of perform your own QC. So one of the big issues in production is that once you ship product, um, doing the quality control piece after you've received it is not super helpful, right? What are you going to do? Ship it back? And
Yeah.
even if we're working in somewhere like Brazil, Colombia, you still don't want to ship things all the way back, right? And so one of the great benefits of being really local in the US, we have about half of our factories are US based, which is wonderful. Some really, really great options, is that you can go there affordably in both from a time and cost perspective and check over everything before it ships. And this is helpful both in the beginning when you're first getting started and you're kind of more vulnerable, but it's also great as you grow and your production volumes are higher and the risk is higher.
Yeah. Well, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing what you do. If somebody's interested, where do they go? How do they contact you? What are next steps?
Yeah, so there are a few places to go. So number one, you should go to our website, nearshored with a D at the end, .ai. When you go to the website, you can create an account. We also have a manufacturing grant. So we're giving away $15,000, three different $5,000 manufacturing grants. There's a link up at the top, so you should definitely check that out. You can also look for us on Instagram. It's at nearshored.ai. And anyone can email me if you just need help, advice. It is Liz at nearshored.ai.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I love what you do. I'm really excited to share it with my audience. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.